If you were to ask me what my favorite type of films to produce were, it would easily be brand films. It's where we're the strongest. Our docu-storytelling is just something I love. However, if you were to ask me which film you think is the best one to start with, if you'd never done any video before, that would be a totally different answer. I find that to be FAQs. FAQs are something that I feel are extremely powerful, and they have quite a few benefits to starting with them. In this day and age, video is a big trend. You're seeing it everywhere, whether it's TikTok, Instagram Reels, all the different social platforms are putting a premium on video. But video isn't what we should be looking for. If you've been around me any amount of time, you know storytelling is what I talk about all the time. And storytelling to me is much more holistic. Storytelling is really about confidence. It's about consistency. It's about creating connection. And that can happen through multiple pieces of content. Why I love FAQs so much is because they're simple. They're so easy. If you're brand new to video, it's a huge investment. It can be very overwhelming. And I think the key thing to get right is making sure we feel prepared to share our story on camera. So FAQs are awesome because not only are they super practical, they're easy to implement, and they create ROI in terms of time and money. They're really nice because they give you a chance to build some confidence. You can self-produce them. You can hire someone to do them, and they don't cost a ton of money. So for me, they have a ton of benefits. If you think about it, most people are pretty uncomfortable on camera. If you've never done video before, it can be pretty intimidating having to talk to a camera, have to share your story. And this is where, if you're producing it yourself, you can kind of feel a little bit overwhelmed. But if you're hiring a partner or some sort of video production professional, they're going to work as a guide. They're going to walk you through the process, and they're going to make you feel a lot more comfortable. They're going to be paying attention to the way you look on camera. They're going to be paying attention to the words that you use and the way that you sound. They're going to pay attention to your body language, and they're going to kind of coach you through that process. So do we want to really raise the stakes and the budget on something like a brand film or some big commercial ad that has a lot of dollars in it when we're maybe not prepared to do that? I do find that when you're getting started with video, what you need more than anything is some confidence. You want to know that there's going to be some return on this. You want to know that your video content is going to perform. Any investment we make, we have tons of buyer's remorse. We're constantly questioning, is this a good investment? Is this a waste of my time? And you can go into a meeting with a service provider of any industry and you can ask those questions. But I think the better questions to ask is like, how do you ensure that these sort of services work for us? And I think that's much more long-term. So when we look at FAQs, okay, what are our most frequently asked questions? So on the surface, you're like, yeah, sure, Josh. Okay, that's easy. I understand. We have an FAQ session on our website. Why do we need to make these in video? Well, a handful of reasons. Let's think about relationship building for a second. When we think about building relationships with our customers, who is the person that should be answering these things? So if you have the right person answering these questions on your website, they can click on this and virtually meet that person and get their answer. So this is going to build confidence with your customers, but also when you're going through this process, you're going to learn how to talk on camera, and it's going to build confidence for you. It's really easy to do. These are questions you get asked all the time. So when you get in front of the camera, it's going to be so much easier for you to answer them and for us to coach you along the way to get the most style points out of them. Additionally, this can be great for your teams. So maybe some of these FAQs aren't for your customers, but maybe it's for hiring people and onboarding. This can save you a lot of time. This can be a great source of training and implementing and really getting to the point where you can get into skills development. There's a ton of conversations you're going to have with your customers, with your team. And if you can kind of answer these in a way that's really fun and really simple, it goes a long way in saving time. So when you think about, okay, how this is going to build confidence, how this is going to help enhance the experience for your customers, how this is a easy to produce piece of content. When you get this done and you work through this and you build that confidence and you start to believe in video marketing, then we can move up into some of those more exciting things like a brand film. And we can feel confident that that's going to perform really well. I mean, just peeling back the layers a little bit more, I've really loved taking our initial customers through FAQs rather than going to the bigger projects, just because it's a great way for us to walk people through the process, kind of warm them up to this, and help them realize they're paying for so much more than cameras and lights and audio. What we've really focused on through the years is those body language, on getting good communication out there, on getting the best performances out of people. And I think once people walk through a simpler process that doesn't have as much financial risk or as much time involved in it, it's really nice to kind of see, wow, there can be some success with video. And I think that confidence goes a long way in getting people to really stop looking at video as video and looking at it as storytelling. When all these little films intersect together, it makes a powerful tool that is at your disposal for your team, for your customers. You start to get a little more creative with video. You start to really see it as a necessary piece of the equation rather than it would be nice to have that. It would be cool to have that. I'm seeing content everywhere. And it's like these tools can be used on the website. They can be used in our social media. They can be used really anywhere. So yeah, I think maybe it's lowering the bar. In the world of entrepreneurship, we're always talking about setting the bar high, doing big, crazy things. Maybe it's about lowering the bar, lowering the standards and playing it really safe and getting a wind under our belt before we kind of raise the stakes a little bit. I think that'll create a lot more success. So again, if you're looking at video content, whether you're hiring someone or whether you're doing it yourself, FAQs, what are the frequently asked questions that your customers are asking time and time again? How are you going to save them time? How are you going to build a relationship with them? And how are you going to build confidence for yourself? That is the best place to start, in my opinion.